And for our last news story, famous Cincinnati Zoo gorilla Harambe has been brutally slaughtered after a baby fell into the cage. Charles Dickens out for Harambe. More on this at 9 o'clock. And now we will show you our exclusive interview with Dennis Lee on the Veldt. Thank you, Brandon Kim. I am fortunately joined with one of the starring characters in the new film The Veldt. Thank you for joining me, Dennis Lee.
What's up, fam? What's popping?
I'm doing fine. So, I heard that the movie was based off of the book. I remember reading that a long time ago, but I forgot about it. So please tell me.
Well, let me just tell you that both the movie and book are amazing. I'll talk about the book in a little bit, but the movie is just fantastic.
Here is one of the movie posters. Wow, this poster looks very mysterious and suspenseful. I'm going to be honest, I can't wait to watch the movie. The world the children made? What does that even mean?
The World the Children Made was actually the Veldt's previous name.
Interesting. This really makes me want to know about the story. So tell me about it. But first, let's discuss the setting. So in the Veldt, I remember there was a very fascinating room that changed its appearance according to what the characters are thinking.
Yep, that room is called the nursery. Once you slam the door shut, you're practically teleported to an alternate location that changes depending on what you're thinking.
So if I think of a puppy, there will be a cute puppy,
Yep,
and the puppies are on a beach with a beautiful sunset.
they will be there indeed, but once you leave the room, everything goes away.
Oh. But how is the setting significant to the story?
Well, the author Ray Bradbury has written the story in an unknown time in the future where technology has become advanced enough to help with our every need. However, it is written in such a way so that it feels like it can be a possibility for us in the present time.
So the author is kind of implying that something similar to this may be possible in the future?
Well, I guess.
Well, the nursery would be really neat. Anyways, sorry for interrupting you. Please continue.
Africa was described with great detail, running over different human senses to create an atmosphere that encases the reader. There are details such as the smell of lions wafting through the air, the scorched sun that makes us feel as if you're in an oven, and such others.
You know what? When I really think of it, the nursery doesn't seem so nice after all.
The setting as shown conveys the harsh reality in which the parents are faced with, ultimately resonating the paper's reality into our own.
So tell me about the actual story. I remember that there was a superb plot. Isn't that right?
Hey, blah. Reading the story for myself was surely exciting. So basically, the whole book revolves around one room.
The nursery.
Yeah, but the introduction of the entire setting is crucial. The reader is introduced around the house, bearing witness to its effect and potential.
I see. The technological assistance of the materials around them is kind of introduction to the atmosphere of the story.
Exactly. And after the atmosphere settles in, Wendy and George begin to question their luxuries.
Once they enter the nursery and find a constant projection of an African veldt, the veldt seemed much too real, the sun too hot, and the lions hungry.
Oh ho! I thought you didn't remember the book well.
Well, I remember now. After Wendy and George run from the hungry lions, they wonder why their children would think of such a place, and for so long. What's even stranger is that George couldn't change the room to anything else. And after they confronted the kids, they denied Africa, going as far as to change it to a forest themselves.
After, the children come back from the carnival and ask about Africa, but they deny everything.
The psychologist looks over the veldt with George and his wife, saying that the veldt has become a place for the children to instill anger and hate, instead of the nursery being a place to let go and extinguish it. The sun was hot with anger, the lions hungry with thoughts of death. The psychologist recommends the parents to shut down the nursery and the parents agree. The parents tell the children that they are shutting the nursery down, but the children become furious, trying anything to reopen the nursery.
The psychologist says that he will return shortly, and the children beg their parents to go into the nursery one last time. The parents agree.
That doesn't sound good.
But the kids trick Wendy and George into their nursery, locking them in.
Then the parents are eaten alive, realizing the screams were theirs the whole time. The psychologist looks for them, but the children tell him they will be back shortly. Thank you, Dennis Lee, for joining us today to fill in our audience on the story behind the movie. It was great having you here.
Thank you too. I hope to see you again.